What's going on today, guys? Let's get a look at the Big Bro Jack. These are releasing today. Links in the description below if you want to pick one up. This one is in Sunset Camo Carbon. Look at that thing. Oh, good Lord. You can see a lighter orange and then a darker red orange there, with those layers of carbon fiber that just pop. Absolutely no voids in that material, and then absolutely no gaps, as you would expect from Jack Wolf knives. You are paying a premium for these knives, but you're getting a premium product every single time. Look at that fit and finish. Blade centering, the walk and talk. I would say signature walk and talk. That high-pitched ting at the end when these things close into the frame. I don't know if my microphone's picking it up, but it's almost like a ting that resonates. And that just has to be due to the very thin ground hollow grind they put on these. I got lost in those satin belt grind lines for a second. Forgot where I was. Sorry. Okay, so let's see how thin these are behind the edge. And why am I doing this? Because I want you to know that these are actually cutting tools. Look at that, 13 thousandths behind the edge. Let's get another pull here. That's what I've been pulling, about 13 to 14 thousandths. 13, 12 thousandths behind the edge. You seen it here, folks. 12 thousandths behind the edge. Again, not a super scientific test. These are not super expensive calipers. I understand that. But let's just, for comparison's sake, we all know how well these Delica flat ground knives cut, right? Look at the blade stock thickness. Keep in mind the thinness behind the edge there. Let's just see what an average Delica pulls behind the edge. 18 thousandths. That's not bad. We all know how well these cut, but in comparison to 12 and 13 thousandths, right there's 18 thousandths behind the edge. That's great. But I tell you what, 12 and 13 cuts a little better. So I'm not dogging on the Delica. I'm just saying that these are so much more than just a collector's piece, something that you would just put away. For me, half of the pleasure in owning these knives is actually using them and seeing them, feeling them cut things. They are pocket lasers. It's so much fun. I don't know how to describe it other than fun. I know it sounds nerdy, but that's why we're here, right? I love the way they look. I love the way they perform. I love the materials that they've chosen. And I just can't say enough good about them. The walk and talk signature. What's so funny to me is after carrying and using these Jack Wolf knives, when you go back to carrying a GEC, and again, I'm not knocking GECs. I love all my GECs. But the pulls on these, they don't quite have the confidence that they used to. I wouldn't say that my Jack Wolf knives spoiled my GECs, but none of my GECs have the snap that these Jack Wolf knives do. And I would say that's a good thing. I'm glad that they make them pinchable so that they're easy to open, because if you had to do it with a nail nick every single time, that might get a little tiring. Still definitely doable, but I really like how these are designed to be pinchable open. And it's just a really fun experience to carry these, use them, and just see how they perform on all the different materials that you need to cut. Again, I know I probably said this in another review, but this low drag was the first time they featured this S90V. And I broke down a home gym's worth of cardboard, of all that like triple and double wall thick cardboard. And this with the S90V, I still haven't had to sharpen it yet. So just a testament to how well they're doing that S90V. Again, if you remember the review on the low drag, I really liked how the blade angle drops here to give it a little more slicing leverage. And a lot of knives tend to do that, you know, but this also has that, just not to the degree that the low drag does. So you can see this cutting edge does drop down just a little bit, goes straight, drops down just a little bit. And it does help with slicing. Keeps your knuckles off things if you're cutting down. Really puts that belly as the piercing point when you're cutting through something, right? Just really focuses all that right there on the belly. An awesome blade shape, a classic for a reason. You got your clip point here with your swedge. The hollow grind goes all the way to the spine. Beautiful fit and finish. You got your flush, as you would expect, in all three positions. Just a nice tight snap, no voids in the carbon fiber, no gaps in the fit to the titanium frame. Again, if you're not aware, these exposed screws are all titanium, and just a modern take on a classic design. Absolutely love it. This is the Big Bro Jack. Let's go ahead and get a look at how it feels in hand. Then I'll run through packaging real quick. Again, it feels at home in all grips. And then your packaging here. Beautiful artwork as always. And by now, you guys probably know what's coming. You got your POG. You have your blue microfiber. Blue this time. They seem to do those in different colors. You have your sticker. I'm kind of torn. I want to put these on my water bottle, but then again, I kind of want to hold on to them inside the tube, but I don't know. One day I'll probably go a little stir crazy and put all my stickers somewhere. I just hate to have it permanently stuck. And then they come with the slip. And this is a very high quality slip. You can easily use this and not be lacking in a slip. This is the original slip from the K9. I just wanted to see how it does on patina and use. You can see no stitching starting to even start to fray or come loose at all. And these are in the order of how they've been released as far as I have in my collection. So you have your K9, your Benny's clip, your Cyborg Jack, your Vampire, your Viper, your Low Drag, and your Javelina. All incredible knives. If you're collecting along, congratulations. These things are awesome, and they are so much more than just a collectible. In my experience, half the fun in owning one of these knives is cutting and carrying and using, experiencing that snap, the pull weights, and everything that comes with it. It's I don't know. When you cut with something that's 13 thousandths behind the edge, it makes the Delica feel a little bit like a dog. And I know that sounds crazy because it's definitely not a dog. This is an awesome knife, but you got 19 thousandths versus 13 thousandths. If you're a geek like me, it's unbelievable. It's not a huge difference, but it's kind of like drag racing. To get your car like under 10 seconds, and then to get from 10 seconds down to like 9.5, and then to go into the 9-second territory, and then to go in the 8-second. You have to keep spending more and more and more and more money. Not necessarily like that in knives, but to see the diminishing returns, you know, and just to get the higher end, the higher end, the higher end, the increase in cutting performance keeps going down and down, but it is fun to have something 13 thousandths in your pocket, an absolute scalpel, and then it's an art piece on top of that. And it's an S90V. So you're really not going to have to do too much sharpening. And then when you do, it's super thin behind the edge. So it's very easy to touch up in my experience. So I haven't had to touch up my S90V yet. I have touched up the M390. So I know that there's just not a whole lot behind the edge. So they cut very easy. And they also sharpen very easy because there's just not enough meat there to really have to sharpen a whole lot away to get to a sharp edge again. So there it is. That is the Big Bro Jack. They do release today. They're coming in at $300. If you're wanting to pick up the last micarta variant, they have this in black micarta. It's the last time they're going to do micarta. From here on out, it will be different carbon fibers. Might be camel carbon, might be fat carbon. There may be other carbon suppliers. And they're just going to experiment with other materials. Maybe stuff that's not carbon fiber. Who knows? They like to shake it up over there, and that's why I love to follow along with what they're doing. And I love to show you guys what they're doing. So there it is, the Big Bro Jack. Congratulations again, Jack Wolf Knives. You hit another home run. We knew it, though. See ya.